Welcome back. Beauty Beats and Balance, episode 2.
Hello.
Hello, back again. First and foremost, thank you if you subscribe to the podcast, if you checked it out, if you shared it, tell somebody about it. If you haven't, do all of those things for us. We appreciate it.
Again, sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Yeah.
Hello, you guys. It is a beautiful Tuesday.
Right. Fall, was it winter? Is it fall?
No, it's fall.
Okay. I guess the fall did come back.
I'm
so
so glad it's fall, you guys. I can wear my cozy sweaters and my boots. I'm so excited about boot weather. And if you're watching the podcast on YouTube, you'll notice I'm wearing a cute little sweater. And yes, it's from Gabby Grace Boutique.
So good.
Shout out to April Tauber.
So.
What's up, babe?
What's up? How you feeling?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm a little tired.
You can't be tired. We got things to do. We got to keep rolling. We got stuff to do.
Rolling, literally. I just rolled up. Just got off the road last night.
You did.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that a little bit, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Talk about my trip. But I hate I missed church.
Yeah, you did.
How was church?
It was cool. You know, we always enjoy going to church as a family. And, of course, you were out of town, so you weren't able to make it. So me and the girls, actually, the girls didn't go with me because my mother wanted to take them to church. So they rode with TP to church.
Okay.
Yeah, but church was good. And, you know, as always, as a family, we enjoy going to church. We enjoy that whole vibe. We do. And, you know, we both, as you can see, we're both black. We're both African American. However you want to categorize that, right? And so we both grew up in a Baptist church or in a black church, right?
Yeah, Baptist actually.
Right.
Baptist,
so a black church.
Southern Baptist.
A Southern Baptist, right? So,
yes.
And you know, we grew up in the church that way, and I think as we got older and older, we weren't going as regularly, you know.
Right.
You know, just you know how it is. You go through your stages and everything, but now. We are back going to church weekly, and it is a good thing. It's a great experience.
And we like going.
We love going.
Yeah, we love going.
Right.
We love going.
So what I want to talk about today, get us started, you know, we're in Memphis. It's the Bible Belt. It's a lot of churches. I think we mentioned it once before. It's a lot of churches in Memphis, churches all over the place.
Yeah.
And at this point in our life, we're not attending a black church.
Not a
traditional black church. The church we attend now is a predominantly white church,
yes.
But it is multicultural. Yeah, multicultural, yes. All different races, types of people there. So we definitely enjoy that. That's one of the things that I think really draws us in. But I want to give a few. You know, people say all the time there's difference between black church and white church. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I love hope.
Right. And so some of the things that we've experienced, I think one of the main things is the length of service.
Yes.
Yeah, because, you know, we can, you know, if you go into a black church, you know, anybody, I'm sure, all my church goers, anybody that's been in church, you know, black church, it's an all-day event.
You just never know.
You never know. Right. You know, you know what time the game kick off, and the preacher, he's still, you know, he's still doing his thing. He said he's going to close.
Praising and worshiping.
Right. He said he was going to close. He was near to close. That was 30 minutes ago. You know,
that's why I got to sing another song.
Right. We got another offering coming, all of that. But at this particular church that we attend now, the service is like maybe an hour. Maybe an hour. And I mean that's
watch bag.
Yeah. Right. You know when you're gonna get out, right. And so the service that we attend now, you know, the music, the worship, the prayer, the sermon, all of that is done in record time. So we're in and out of there so fast.
In and out.
So that's one of the things we like.
Not that we don't want to spend time with the Lord.
Of course. No, that's
we don't want to give you that impression.
Right. We all about
but
going
we busy.
You know, like we said, we trying to balance this thing out.
Right.
So we got to balance that church time.
We need our family time too. So we can't be in church all Sunday.
Amen.
When we trying to have our family time.
Right.
So we can set our watch by. Right. We can go to church, we out, we go to brunch or whatever. We in and out.
So that's one of the things, the length of service. Also, we mentioned it's a multicultural environment. I really like that because especially if you spend a lot of time with your own race or culture or types of people. It's good to go to church or a place where you can mix and mingle and interact with those other people. I think that's one of the good things. And it's good for our girls as well, for them to be in diverse environments and know how to work and play and interact with others.
Yeah. And then you'll find that you have a lot in common with people
who
go to church.
Definitely.
I found that, and I know you have, because you work a lot with them. So that's what I like about it. And I like the music.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I was a little
It's a little process.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, at first it was hard for me to get into the music. But now,
yeah, right. You might well have your tissue ready.
As soon as my song come on, well, I have several now, but soon I'm just up crying.
Oh yeah,
happy tears, of course.
And I'm gonna tell you, now one thing I would say, black churches, you gonna get some good gospel music. You gonna get that feel. You gonna get that feeling that you want, and we're accustomed to that. Like you said, we grew up on that.
Yeah.
But at a different type of church, or the church we attend now, you don't have that traditional gospel. It's more.
But you do have some good soulful music.
Right. Well, they work it in, right?
Yeah,
So it's a good blend.
It's a balance.
It's a balance.
It's a good balance.
It's a balance of the old traditional, Southern Baptist Christian music, and then you got contemporary stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, one of the things that I love about it is the music. It's a music concert every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
And she'll tell you, I get upset.
Be mad.
If I miss the music. Because, I'm a music person. There's beauty, beats, and balance on the beats. I need that music before the service starts. Seats, because I work there.
Right, I was going to say you work there. So you
I work there, so I'm there early. I have to do an early service. I do sound at the church for the early service. So I'm there. I'm ready. As soon as my early service is over, I'm ready to get to the big service. But I got to wait on her and the girls to mosey on in.
I'm at home in the morning,
getting them by yourself.
By myself, because usually he's there to help me. So I'm by myself getting the girls together.
So I'm not too hard on it.
I'm dragging sometimes because I'm really not a morning person.
Right. And then if it's raining or cold.
And then it's packed, so I'm at the park all the way across to the park.
But see, I try to, I don't want them to do that, so I let them pull up curbside. I'll jump in and go park the car way up the hill.
He still be fussing. Of
course I'm mad because
I just be waiting for the text to come through. Now you on the way.
Come on.
Where you at?
Blah, blah.
I'm going to miss the music.
Right.
And I don't want to miss music either, so I try to rest.
Right. So I'll go on in and sit down a lot of times if I can, and she's not even there yet. But the music is another thing. Another thing that I really like about the black church versus the white church, or this particular church, because it's not a white church. This particular church.
We're going to stop calling her white church. It's not white. It's multicultural.
Right. But what I like about it is, you grew up on, the preachers that are hooping and hollering and, all of that. And, the extra stuff that goes with it. I like at this church, it's more teaching versus the preaching. So we can go in and get a good message, good word for thought, good food for thought for the week without all of the extra stuff that goes along with traditional church. Yeah. So that's us. You might love all the other stuff. And sometimes, honestly, I do miss it sometimes. And if we did end up at another church, I would enjoy that part. But where we are now is more teaching. It works for us, right.
Because I'm going to tell you what I don't miss. Oh, turn to your neighbor.
Yeah. Touch your neighbor.
Touch your neighbor. Right. Stand up. Dang, how long we got to stand? Right. Sometimes I be a little bit tired on Sunday. Right. So... Yeah. I don't miss that about it. But again, I love the gospel music, but it's all the extra. I guess we just come to a time in our life, a phase in our life, that all the extra stuff is not needed. I got to get straight to the word.
Yeah, we need
give me
some good work. Give me some good fuel for the week.
Yes.
Give me some good, some rejuvenation and encouragement.
And the most important, no, that's not the most important.
No, it's the most important thing.
That you like about it now.
Come on, you already know. Free coffee. Now I don't know, some black churches or tea, right? Whatever, or donuts, whatever. Now some black churches, I don't know. You might, they might have the free coffee, they might have whatever. But I know at this particular church, I know that when I get up in the morning, I don't have to worry about it. I can't wait because I ain't got to stop nowhere. I don't have to make coffee at home. I don't have to do anything. I know as soon as I get there.
And so, on top of him being mad about being late, I got to stop making my coffee.
Oh.
I got to stop and make my coffee.
Man, so the service is already starting. I can hear the band in there cranking up. And here she is taking all day making a triple grande latte with caramel and drizzle and all it is.
It's not that.
And we just need to go ahead and get in and get to the service. So
anyway.
Black church versus white church, we love what we is.
But again, give us y'all feedback. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know, how do you feel about it? You know, because again, I mean, this is our opinion. You know, don't be too hard on us because we're really gonna be a little sensitive with y'all church. I understand. Y'all love y'all pastor, and we love our pastor.
Yeah. So on top of that, right? So it's a white church, but it's a black head. Yeah. So shout out to them, for sure.
We love them. Okay.
So you missed church.
I missed church.
Tell the people why you missed church.
Because I was at a hair show.
Yeah.
That was not a good yay. I was at a hair show though, y'all. Not trying to get on the set. So, I went to the premiere Birmingham show. And if any of you guys are hairstylists or familiar with the industry, you know the premiere show is one of the good shows that come and it's close by. It's an easy drive. So I always try to make the premiere show.
Yeah, that was important because, I don't like you rolling too far down.
But I did have one of my stylists to roll with me, Cynthia. So it was a great experience. I know when I talked about at the last episode that how I love to, feed my spirit. I love to grow. I love to educate myself. And I feel like this show was a great show because I took some great classes, sat in on a lot of good main stage shows that they had. One in particular I did was ladies, leading ladies. And I was so excited to come to the show because I knew that Naija Aziz, I hope I said her name right, was there. And Naija is the owner of Like the River in Atlanta. And I knew she was on the panel. She was one of the panelists. We also had Candy Shaw, a.k.a. Ballet Lama, because she's a great hairstylist as far as her biolage. And also Tracy Hughes. You don't know these ladies, but if you're in the industry, you would know these ladies. But Tracy Hughes, she's a global speaker, platform artist, educator, and also a new up and coming awesome stylist, which was Larissa Love, who's out of LA. So I received a lot from these ladies. Yeah. So when I say I want to go and recharge my battery, I am recharged and ready to go. So I'm excited about that, and I just came home just full. And that's what it's about to me. When you go and when in your industry, whatever industry you're in, if you can go and get fed and just come back, renew, restore, rejuvenate, ready to go, ready to do new things. Oh, yeah. So I'm blessed for that. And then it's really great because I'm actually traveling this next weekend.
Yeah, I'm on daddy duty for 2
I know. But that's what it's about, the support, man. The support.
Yeah,
but I am going to Colorado. So I have a great opportunity to do hair in Colorado. So I'll be headed to Colorado this weekend. And what happened was...
Break it down.
So we were walking through the show and I saw these stations, these rose gold stations. Like it was it's like a makeup. It can be makeup or hair, but it's like a stand. Okay. But anyway, you have to see it. But when I saw it, the people, it was DNA. The company was DNA that was working on it. But the people were like selling flat irons, selling all their tools, curlers, whatnot. But I was like, but how can I buy that? What y'all working with? I want that. I don't care. I want a flat iron. I want that. And so of course, it was for sale, and I'm so excited because now I get to go to Oklahoma. I mean, not Oklahoma, Colorado. Colorado with my new little court, and so I'm excited about it. So, yay! Yeah. So that's my.
Good deal. Well, anytime you go off and get some new knowledge and information and come back rejuvenated and refreshed.
And anytime I find fabulous finds that can enhance my craft, and of course I spent way too much money. We'll talk about that.
What's new? Right. What's new? All right. Yeah, we're going to turn the mics off and the camera off and discuss that. Right.
After the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was good. I was excited about that, baby. Cool. So what you got?
So of course, I'm in the world of beats, and we in Memphis. This is M-Town. You know how we do. One of our pioneer groups, rap groups, to come out of Memphis. Really, the group that put Memphis on the map.
I'm looking at this picture, y'all.
The group that put Memphis on the map. And especially in the southern rap, genre and world, and just. It just really broke through, and they are really living legends and pioneers. Talking about, of course, 8Ball and MJG. If you don't know, they got a new movie coming out. It's titled after their debut album, Coming Out Hard. It'll be out in 2019, and so they're working on that right now.
Cool.
I'm read a little bit about it. It says Push Films in association with Superwoman Squad set out to tell one of the original stories of Southern hip hop.
Cool.
Filmed in Atlanta.
Okay, wait.
Right, hold up, man.
Wait.
Filmed in Atlanta.
Wait.
Y'all could have shot it in Memphis, but I understand, Atlanta is.
Can you shoot something?
I know. Hopefully they got a couple scenes.
Dang, something
in the mound, somewhere in the mound, or somewhere, somewhere on Lamar,
I mean, in Atlanta's defense, it is like
it's
the Southern
right. You got
Hollywood,
studios, right? You got Tyler Perry.
But still, I hope y'all came to Memphis and shot something.
Get a little bit of that homegrown Memphis flavor. But anyway, it says Coming Out Hard tells the tale of legendary group 8Ball and MJG and their rise to fame, which ultimately led to changing the sound of hip hop forever, which it did. Although it was in the streets of Memphis where they discovered their love for music, it was their brotherhood that led 8Ball and MJG to becoming one of the biggest hip-hop groups of the 90s. Their debut album, Coming Out Hard, forever changed the sound of hip-hop, opening the door for other rap artists and ultimately creating a sound the world had never heard before. All right? Okay. So I'm really excited about that. I know if you're a true blue Memphian or just fan of rap, or just if you know where a lot of, how much they changed the game and how much they really...
I'll tell y'all a story in just a second.
Okay. And how much they really just put on for Memphis. And at that time, when they were getting that national attention, Memphis, there weren't any celebrities on TV from Memphis. Or, you didn't hear anybody talking about, I'm from Memphis. The only person was Penny Hardaway. And we showed him love on the last episode, but him and Ball and G were the only people that were really being seen and representing Memphis away from Memphis. Mm-hmm. And so even though they went to Texas to do a lot of recording and all of that, they always stayed true to Memphis. They were based on what we call pimping. They put pimping in the music, and you know what I'm saying. It was just because you had 3 6 doing that thing with the crunk style. Ball and G, they want some smooth pimp type stuff, laid back, live instrumentation.
Smooth pimp type.
Yeah, right. And so they got.
I know that.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't listen to a lot of Memphis rap, but I did listen to 8Ball and MJG, and I'm gonna slide in.
Come on.
Really, because I was forced to.
Hey, come on.
I was like, okay, y'all. When I first started dating, I gotta tell the story. When we were in the dorm room. Every day.
How many days?
Every day.
One day?
Every day.
Every day.
I had to listen to MJG or 8Ball MJG.
Right. It was actually MJG's solo project, and the song we used to listen to was "It's Hard But It's Fair."
Oh my gosh, I know about Hard.
Yes, that's one of the hardest songs ever. Shout out to MJ.
Shout out to MJG.
And so getting back to that. I actually, I don't know if you noticed or not, I actually recorded, I did a lot of sessions with them, with Ball and G. And so I actually recorded, when they were on Bad Boy and working on their Living Legends album, they did a lot of the early recordings here in Memphis. And I actually engineered, we were in the studio locked in there for like maybe 3 or 4 days. Mm-hmm. And so that was probably one of my best experiences ever, and I don't get starstruck, but I told them hands down, I said, man, y'all don't even understand, how much y'all influenced me and my guys and my friends, everybody. We grew up on y'all. We love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. And it was just so surreal and a crazy experience for me to be locked in the studio with them. Yeah. I mean, my partners, they'd be like, man, can I come down there? Can I come hang out? A couple of them got to come hang out.
I was going to say no.
Yeah, right. But a couple of them got to come hang out with us, and we kicked it with Ball and Z for like 3-4 days, so that was cool. And we still got, I see them every now and then in the studios here and there, so we still got in my opinion, we got a little, you know what I'm saying, little relationship, you know what I'm saying? But they are hometown legends, hometown heroes.
Yeah, and I look forward to that film. I can't wait
Also,
for that to come out.
they're being inducted into the Memphis Music Hall of Fame on November 1st at the Comin Center. I think it's sold out. I think Aretha Franklin and some other people are going to be inducted as well, so that's a pretty big deal. Yeah. So shout out to Ball and G. Can't wait for this movie, man. Y'all keep putting on for the M, and we're going to support it. Everybody make sure you go support it, go see that.
Yes. All right.
Good deal.
Good stuff. Okay. So,
let's talk about some balance. Let's talk about some balance, how we balance this thing out.
All right. So, I want to talk about today, how do we keep the peace?
Keep peace.
Because everybody know I'm crazy. No, just like... No, I'm not. But like any woman my age,
right.
You
I
know,
don't even put an age on it. Just any.
Well, I say that because hormones and things like that, and you know, and I guess any age can be a little crazy, but you know I can be a little extra. He can be extra, baby. This petty pentagram.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's right. I'm sorry. I can't call you petty. I'm sorry.
We throwing names now.
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Tiffany. She know.
Okay. Come on. Well, come on. Finish the story, Petty babe. Come on.
So, I want to talk about keeping the peace because that's one thing that can really hurt a marriage. Yeah. And you know, of course, we all know marriage is under attack. And one of the things that draws people apart, in my opinion, is the stress and the drama. Mm-hmm. And you go too far, you know, with maybe an argument.
Or you say something that you really don't mean, but it's like you can't come back from it.
Right, you low blow.
Yeah.
And, you know, one thing that me and Walter have had to grow into, I mean, we're just going to be honest, we had to grow into not fighting, arguing, fighting. Right. Most of it helped with the girls being born because we just knew that we did not want our children to see that. Right. But we really had to grow up. I mean, let's just be real. We had to grow up. And one thing we do strive to do is not argue. And we're not even going to say in front of the kids. We just try not to argue. Yeah. Now, does he get on my nerves? Whew.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And do I get on his nerves? Yes.
Of course.
You said they real. Of course. Anyway. So, but I think one thing that we have learned to do is to, for one, give each other time. Yep. So instead of like having a full-blown fight, we're going to talk about it now. Like I used to want to do. We're going to talk about it now. And I don't want to talk about it at all. I'm like, okay, communication. But what we've learned to do is to give each other time first. Yep. You know, whether he go out to the patio, I stay inside and get his space. Because, baby, we don't.
Yeah. And that's what works for us.
It does.
And I think that's what works for healthy relationships or lasting relationships. You have to have that understanding that, of course, we're going to disagree. Yes. Of course, if you spend 20 years with somebody, it's going to be times where, you know, y'all are at odds or don't want to
don't agree on something.
Yeah, or you know, your space. You like, you know, okay, I just need some space. I don't want to be in your face today. I don't want you in my face today. Right. And so
But we never want to be apart.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's the key. You never want to say, I'm about to go. Or I'm leaving. Yeah. You never want to put that in.
Right. I'm not moving out, or you know, I'm not going to stay at somebody else's house or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know.
Right.
Because we, you know, we might argue. It's not violent. We don't get violent with each other. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's
the case. You need counsel.
Right. And then, if that's the case, then you need to go somewhere, stay somewhere else, or get some time away. But you know, we disagree verbally, and so like she said, we've grown to the point where we know how far our arguments can go. We know when we get to the point of where, okay, I'm gonna go in here, you go in there. Mm-hmm. Let's give the other person space, or give each other space to cool down, calm down, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna reconvene. We're gonna talk about it. And we're gonna figure it all out.
And one thing I had to realize too is that a lot of our arguments came from well, some of our arguments came from the way I deal with it. I deal with the disagreement. And I had to start working on me.
That's growth right there. That's growth right there.
It is growth. It's growth.
It's growth.
So I had to really look within myself and say, okay, how can you turn this around? How can I keep the peace? Because I know that I escalate like this because he feeds off my energy and vice versa. Right. But I know sometimes my energy would get really intense. And so I had to realize
I'm laid back.
He is. And the yin and the yang. But I had to realize, okay, what can I do to calm the situation down? Well, I knew I need to look within myself. How can I calm myself down? What's going on with me that I'm coming home and I'm just like I'm on him, and I'm pissed, So I had to look at that too. And when I finally looked at that and started to work on me and work on myself as far as meditation, praying.
Right. I mean, you going to church has helped us.
Yeah, going to church together. Oh, it has. It has. Bringing God in our relationship. And we've been together for a long time, but we can honestly say once we really brought God into our relationship, not separately, but jointly brought God into our relationship.
Come on.
They gonna get that one day. Then, it worked for us. It worked really. Like, it was...
The best thing we've done.
It was number God.
Yeah. Hands down. Best thing we've done.
Yeah. So that's what we want to share with you guys as far as balance. We're not saying, because we know everybody, is different. And we're not saying, you have to go to church. Like, we're not doing that. We're not saying that. We're just telling you what works for us. And try God. If you haven't tried him yet, try God, because he does work.
And to that point, I think a lot of people, not to go too far on the tangent, but a lot of people, when they think about going to church, they think about just, holy roller and praying all over the place and speaking in tongues and laying hands. No, it ain't about that. It's about going, having that relationship, your relationship with God, and going. The thing I like about it is going somewhere where it's a positive environment. There's love in the, people are giving and receiving love, and it's a good environment versus your work week or everywhere you're going during the week. All the negativity somebody pulling, right.
Working,
so you go,
you humping.
Right. So you go to a place where everybody's in that like mind, then that feeds your soul, feeds your spirit. So we love that about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we ain't gonna give y'all too much more on that. We just hope y'all receive that. Mm-hmm. Yes. And do we have a vent today?
Yeah. Do you have a vent?
I think we have a joint vent.
We have a joint vent. Okay, we have a joint vent. Well, I started out. So, music lovers, my brother, Kanye West.
He get on there.
He's doing something. I'm sure, you saw or heard about his encounter with, at the White House with the president and, all of that and just, the backlash from that and the people that are, cutting ties with him and saying he doesn't speak for them or black people or all of that.
A lot of people are cutting ties. T.I., Snoop.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I'm sure several, y'all. But, let's just be real. He's not who he used to be.
Yeah, he's in the sunken place right now.
Yes, he don't even talk the same. I don't even want to hear the man talk. It's just...
Yeah, he was tripping when he, if you haven't seen, he was sitting there with President Trump and, he had the MAGA hat on. He even said, like, this is my favorite hat. I feel like Superman.
Like Superman. Yeah. Like Superman. Like, he don't even talk the same. I don't even want to hear him.
I think he made a reference to Donald Trump being his dad or his father or something. Or that might have been the Saturday Night Live. Shout out to Saturday Night Live. That was pretty good.
I gotta tune in now.
That was pretty good. And then it was kind of crazy. You got Kanye, you got Trump, and then you got Jim Brown sitting there. And I'm like, everything that I know about Jim Brown, he was about. He's about black people, black power, black men standing up. This and this. We banging on the system, all of that. And he was just sitting there again. I didn't see the whole interview.
He use this man as a prop.
Right. I feel like he was just a prop because I didn't see him say anything. Maybe I missed that in the interview or whatever. But I didn't see him say anything. And it's almost like, okay, what's the real agenda? What's going on? If you got, what?
And my whole thing is, if it is an agenda, let us know. Send send out a tweet or something. Let us know what the real agenda is. Because
you sent that alert, that emergency alert to our phone. Yeah, you could have sent.
That's another thing. Don't send nothing to my phone. Don't send me an alert.
Everybody like, man, we cut this off.
Oh my God! You know what? And I'm gonna tell y'all this. Don't just wait for it. They gonna try to send something to make y'all chaotic and scared. Don't fall for it.
Right. So we hope Kanye bounces back. I really feel like we haven't seen his best work yet. I feel like he's gonna come back with something so powerful. I really feel like it's gonna be like an aha moment. He's gonna be like, I got you. I was doing everything I was doing and saying was
for that.
I know, because I'm a true fan. I love Kanye.
I'm almost 90% sure he's gone. Let's just say that. It's not 100%. It's almost 90% sure he's gone. Because he ain't got that woman behind him.
Okay. He got a woman behind him, but it might not be the right one.
No, he got that woman behind him to help him through this sickness. Because he's sick at this point.
And I think his mother was that person. Unfortunately, when she passed, I think that really kind of sent him into a different spiral. And then, the family that he's married into, because he is married to that family.
Destroys every black man.
I mean, if you be honest, their reputation is just about money and fame and controversy and all man-eaters, right? All of that. And so hopefully they, of course, not wishing ill on anybody's relationship or marriage. Hopefully,
I do. Break up.
Don't say that. But hopefully,
break up.
Hopefully, he'll get the support that he needs, and again, hopefully he'll bounce back and give us some more classic music, because that's what we want from you.
I'm over it. I need the old Kanye back.
He in there somewhere.
I need the Bush don't like black people.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying. Yeah, you say Bush don't care about black people. Last time I checked, Trump wasn't too far up that list either, bro. So.
But that's your daddy. Anyway.
Yeah, he was sure. Right.
We ain't gonna hold y'all too long with that, but that's our thing. And we are true blue Kanye fans. I was holding on, but anyway.
So do we have any questions from our listeners? Did we get any questions?
I don't know. Did we?
I don't think we did. I didn't see any earlier, so we're
that's okay.
Yeah, we're gonna encourage y'all to what? Send them a question.
Send a question, y'all. We didn't even have one this episode. Send us a question.
Send us a question.
Send us a question. And again, you can send it on Facebook or Instagram, or send it to our email, which is beautybeatsbalance@gmail.com. And actually, that's our tag across the board. Facebook, IG,
all social media everywhere.
Email, yes. beautybeatsbalance. Yeah. Website coming soon.
Yeah, definitely. So this has been episode 2. Subscribe, tell somebody.
Yes.
We got in the future episodes, we got some guests we're lining up.
Yes.
We're gonna have some special guests. We're gonna do some different things. We might even do some different on location type things. So just stay tuned. Subscribe to the tribe. We're looking for like minds, people that are looking for that balance, that are looking for some encouragement in your relationship, looking for some positive thoughts.
I say that too to our couples and our soon to be couples, our people just be encouraged.
Yes.
Just be encouraged, you guys, because love is real and it's out there. Yeah. Be encouraged.
And love is the best thing of all. I think love trumps and outweighs everything. So whatever situation it is, whatever you're doing, put some love in it, and love on somebody.
Yes, all right. That's it. Peace and love.